$2 lottery. The 917 out of 10.
Hello and welcome to this week's King Richard's Maths and Science channel. This week we're going to be looking at converting decimals to fractions. This is the easier one of the two. There are certain decimals and fraction conversions that you will need to know by heart. So a bit like your times tables, it's a question of learning them. They're quite simple. Decimals are all based on the powers of 10, so we're looking at your place value table here. So I've got some decimals down here. All we need to do is to break them out into what these actual columns represent. So we've got tenths and hundreds. So in my place value table here, I'm going to put 0 in my units, and then I have 1 and a 4. So that's 1/10 and 4 hundredths. The easiest way really to do this is look at your last column, which is the 4 here, which is in your hundreds, and say I've got 14 hundredths. So 0.14 as a simple fraction is 14 over 100. We need to get used to converting these down into their simplest form and cancelling through. So what you need to do there is to divide the top and bottom by the same number. Is there a number that goes into 14 and 100? They're both even numbers, so we can immediately do 2. So I'm going to divide top and bottom by 2. Gives us 7 over 50. Okay? You'll gain marks in exams if you get in the habit of simplifying these things, because quite often it will say write in its simplest form. You'll never lose marks for doing it. It's just a good habit to get into. So 0.14 as a fraction is 14 over 100, simplifies to 7 over 50. Okay, let's look at this one then. 0.08. So I've got 0 in my tenths column, and I've got 8 here, which is 8 hundredths. So that would equal 8 over 100. Again, I'm going to try and simplify this down. Is there a number that goes into 8 and 100? Easy to start with 2's. That will give me 4 over 50. But I can also go for 4. It's the biggest number that will go into both of them. So if I divide top and bottom by 4 here, 8 divided by 4 is 2. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So in its simplest form, 0.08, 8 hundredths is 2 over 25. Okay, what I want you to do for your homework for part 1 is to basically carry out the same operation on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimals here. Remember, look at your last column. So for here you have 3 columns, so you're going to take the lowest value column here, so that will be thousandths. And then you've got to try and simplify. Use a calculator. Is there a number that goes in the top and bottom? Look for things like 5's on the top and 0's on the bottom. So you know you're looking at 5's or 10's. If they're even numbers, 2 will go in there. Some of them are a little bit tricky, and you also want to look out for prime numbers in there as well. Okay, so just write them on here. Your fraction at the end, it will be the last column with a number in. Treat that as your whole, and then cancel down as and when you can. And that is converting decimals to fractions.